Hey guys, it is Chris here, and today's training is going to be on something I think is pretty interesting. Almost you have to reverse engineer sometimes the thought process of, look, what's my prospect, what's my future customer, what are they thinking about when they have a home improvement, when they have a need, right? They need a floor, they need a roof, their air conditioner broke. So, what are your customers thinking about before they actually hire you? Like, what is it? What's in their thought process? How are they choosing you? How are they vetting you? Right? So you kind of reverse engineer this whole process that if you actually know what your customers are thinking prior to hiring you, you can kind of adapt your company to fit those needs. If you reverse engineer it, think about it that way. And then, of course, develop systems and processes that will fit whatever their particular needs are that they're looking for. Like, how are they going to vet you? So that's what this particular training is about. Matter of fact, I believe so much in this that when we built the Blue Pages, we built a toolbox at the bottom. It's red and it's on all the pages. And that is a consumer toolbox, which helps them better vet a contractor. So there's some really, really good training tools in there. If you want to go over there and check that out, it's BluePagesPro.com. Right in the bottom, it's a little red toolbox. Click that. I think I have like 8 or 9 different topics in there. And if you click on those, you can take those systems and those processes and put those into place in your business if you want to take advantage of that. Feel free. So first and foremost, they're looking and they're deciding who they want to choose, who they want to do business with, maybe who they want to get bids from. We know those buyers out there that they're the multiple bid buyers. They need 3 estimates before they make a decision. So it's best to know going into that sale or into that consultation what it is that they're looking for before they hire you. So they find it challenging to identify the best residential home improvement businesses to reach out there. Maybe they just moved into an area and they don't know who to call and ask, right? Maybe they go to Google and they're just reaching up to the top of the bin. Who's positioned their SEO perfectly on Google, and they're going to call the first 3 or maybe the first one. So it could be challenging. Are they savvy? Do they know that people can pay just to have those ad positions, right? We realize that the trouble of choosing trustworthy manufacturers delivering customized experiences, right? And those that employ our services and products, we're able to find information about contracts communicating with the expertise at our firm. So when we make a buying decision, whatever, like maybe I'm looking to buy a new automobile, I'm going to do my due diligence on automobiles to know if I'm going to be going with a GMC, a Chevy, a Ford, a Dodge, a Ram, whatever it might be. I'm going to do my due diligence. Sorry, my internet just cut out there, so I had to trim this video up. So if your customers are doing their homework on you, you should be doing your homework on your customers too. So as a good homeowner, you know to do your research before moving ahead to that big project, big, small, or whatever. I mean, even nowadays, when I hire a plumber, I want to make sure that I'm hiring a good plumber because I don't want that particular issue to keep coming back, right? So it can be hard to determine, who it comes down to just picking an ad out there. That's why we love direct mail and we like to drip, because if we're constantly reaching out to these homeowners in the local market, we're dripping on them, we become a household name. So automatically when something goes awry, need a new air conditioner, plumbing, electric, we got a roof leak, we've dripped on them in a year 12 times. And we've been in the reticular activating system, say, like, immediately think Chris's Roofing, right? I don't have a roofing company, by the way, but if I dripped on somebody, I want to drip on them at least 12 times a year through direct marketing. That way, when something comes up, they'll know who to contact. So you want to make sure you stay in front of those. And of course, we've got the automation stuff that we do here too. Okay, so how do you find the best home improvement contractor for your project? I think most of the folks are going to the internet. I think they're going to Google. I think that they're on social media. And I think that if you're doing a good job as a contractor, you've figured out how to position your business in front of those people already. So let's look at the 10 steps in this process of what your homeowners might be looking for when they're looking for a contractor to choose. So checking the contractor's license and state requirements. I believe that there's a certain seg of people out there that probably do this. They're going to check your reviews. Maybe they want to make sure that you're licensed. I mean, I'm in Florida. I can't tell you the amount of bad press that we see in the newspaper about contractors stealing people's money. So make sure that your license is, I know this seems super basic, make sure your license is up to date. If you're in a state, of course, that has state license or whatever your state requirements are. Another good idea in the marketing side of it is some states actually require you put it on there. Okay. Put your state license number on there. Use that to your benefit to show them that your state license is up to date and intact. Okay. So that removes it off the table. First, contractors not licensed can be held accountable if their workmanship is mediocre. Of course it will. They're the ones that are going to get the reviews. They're the ones that are going to get called on to Channel 7. So make sure your licenses are up to date and your annual dues are paid. Right? I have to do that with the LLC every year or else I can get in big trouble. So asking for referrals. A good way to find a reputable contractor is asking around for referrals. Local church, work, next door, right? So if somebody's had a great experience, they're going to be asking people that have had that. So how do you get ahead of this? Well, you get ahead of it by developing a referral program with the customers that you're installing with. So what does that mean? So if I've sold an air conditioner to Chris Scoville, at the end of it, one, I should have already established the fact that my goal is to exceed their customer expectations. Number two, my goal is to earn a 5-star review. My goal is to get a video testimonial. My other goal should be to say, hey, we have a referral program here at Chris's Air Conditioning. And if you know anybody that could benefit from using our services, if we've exceeded your expectations, we'd love you to be a part of it. Look, it's not much, but at least it's something. We pay $50, $100 on our referral program. And all you got to do is send them this QR code. I'm going to make it super simple for you. I'm going to shoot an email to you, sending you all of the assets necessary that you can send out to anybody at work, in the neighborhood, at church, from the school, PTA meeting, whatever it might be. And we like to give back to our customers. So develop a referral program. It's simple. Get the referral. They're one of our great partners that we have over here. If you're interested, just go to the partners forum and click on that. But definitely put a referral program together, but use those word steps that I just said. Your sales professionals should be telling the customer up front what the expectations are. We're here to exceed your expectations with communication in the installation. If there's anything that's going on in the project, let us know. We're here to earn that 5-star review. We're here to earn the testimonial in the referral. Tell them you've got a referral program. If you don't have one, build one. It's super simple. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but put something in place that they can refer people to you, and you can send them a bag of cookies or whatever it might be. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's a Starbucks card. I don't know, but do something because it's better than doing nothing. Contracts. Of course, you know that we've got plenty of people that do proposals, estimates, and contracts here at the Blue Pages that we can recommend. Is your contract clean? And is it in plain English? Now, I'm not going to get into the legal aspects of this, but you should always make sure that your customers understand everything. Like, what happens if you have a change order? Do they understand? All right. So make sure that you've got your contract in plain English. Make sure that you're going down through those line by line to make sure your customers feel comfortable with it. And ask them the questions. Do you understand what this means? If we rip off this roof and we see that there's mold and there's rotted wood, and our contract price right now is $132 per month, which is $10,000 on a 10-year contract, by the way, because we're selling payments. We're not selling the lump sum. But anyway, that's on another training. Do you understand that, X percent, we have to make an adjustment to the contract price, which could change the dollar amount on your financing? Like, explain what could happen. That way, when something does happen, you've already communicated up front. Well, what if nothing happens? What if there's no change orders? What if there's no changes in the project? Then fine, but at least you've communicated it to. And I think that the contractor that communicates the most through a project is going to get the better reviews, the better referrals, and they're going to have a better experience. Because look, let's face it, sometimes shit goes sideways. Sometimes the jobs go sideways. It's okay as long as you communicate, Because that's all that you can ever fall back on in the installation process is the fact that you've communicated when there's been a shipping delay or there's something, the permit went sideways, like whatever it might be. If you've communicated the systems and the processes and standard operating procedures that you have in your business with the customer up front, there won't be any questions, be less likely to have any issues down the road. Your reviews and testimonials do matter. I just touched on this. So like reading online reviews is an excellent approach to find out whether an electrical contractor is reliable. Of course, but let's be honest. We're savvy. We know this industry, and we know that people are selling freaking reviews nowadays. I have been training on the show, tell, and sell method for years, that you should have some other tools as well when it comes to reviews, video testimonials, right? So you want to make sure whenever possible, when you've got that happy customer because you've exceeded their expectations, maybe you do a video testimonial with them and you start storing those on your YouTube. Or maybe you have a place that you house them like on Vidyard. And you can use that material over and over and over, evergreen. It's very good. So set it up again in the beginning, communicate and say, hey, look, our job is to get 5-star reviews. That's how we become a better company so we can take customers after you. So if we've done something improperly during this process, communicate with us, let us know. But our job is to earn the 5-star review. At the end of this project, Mrs. Smith, if it's okay with you and you love being on camera, we'd love just to get a testimonial of the experience and see how we did. It's very important for our business that we help other people like you in need. And we'd love to do that for you. Look at not just one source for your reviews. So if you're using multiple platforms, that's perfectly fine. Facebook, Google, Yelp, LinkedIn are just some of those sources as well. But yes, your reviews matter. However, the show, tell, and sell method that we train on in other trainings will discuss Project Map It and Company Cam showcase galleries. I believe that it's super important in the presentation and the consultation period that your sales professionals are show, tell, sell methoding everything. Here's the jobs that we've done. Let's open up our Company Cam showcase gallery, Mr. Smith. I want to show you this. It's a really cool project that we did. It's kind of like yours. Here's what it looked like in the beginning. Here was the problem. Here was a solution. Here was a diagnosis. Okay, now they're looking at the picture and they're going, wow, that's very similar. Holy cow, we know that property. It's right down the street. Okay, my dog's barking in the background. So by showing them, telling them, it's going to make it easy to sell them. Use the tools, Project Map It, instant credibility. Here's the $3,600 jobs that we've installed here in New Jersey. Here's our map. Oh my goodness, I know that street over there. That's Bob and John's house. Show, tell, and sell. Every single time, make it part of your 10-step program or 12-step or 3-step program that your sales pros. Show and tell. It's show and tell. Contractors' portfolios can provide you a good indication of the quality of the previous work. I just talked about this. When viewing a contractor's portfolio, make sure the before and after pictures. And then when the job's done, make sure that the final pictures look amazing. I've seen some showcase galleries. Oh my gosh. Beautiful project, great installation. And the last pictures show like the driveway not being swept. Or like there's a picture of some garbage cans in the back. Like think about the pride in the job that you've done, that other people are going to be looking at this going, man, that's how they're going to leave our home when the project's done. Anybody that sweeps the driveway and the sidewalk that well has pride in what they do and have demonstrated that they just don't care about doing the job, that they're going to leave the job nice and clean. So by all means, if you're going to use show and tell methods, make sure that the pictures or the videos look good. Let your project managers know what your expectations are when they're doing these pictures with Company Cam, that they look good. Same for Project Map It. Make sure that the pictures are sharp, because your sales professionals and your consultants should be using those. Okay? Be prepared to meet them face to face. Look, we live in a virtual world. Let's be honest. More and more people are buying things online. However, in the home improvement space, I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to think that we could ever take the human touch out of it. I just think that when it comes to someone's home, and protecting their family with what we do, that this face-to-face thing is never going to go away. So how are you preparing your sales professionals to look at the point of sale? Victor Rancourt at Absolute Airflow does a great job with his team. Tommy Mello does a great job with his team. His vans are crispy, clean on the inside and the out. Matter of fact, I remember listening to one of Tommy's podcasts, and he was talking about the fact that that's part of their sales process to show how they keep the vans. Look, I don't know. That's pretty extreme. But if I had van A that showed up and it was dirty and messy and all the receipts were up in the front window, and I had company B show up and their van was clean, I might make a buying decision just off of that alone. How they take care of their vehicle that they spend their entire freaking life in, is that how they're going to take care of my home? Think about the psychology there. If I look out and see a really dirty, gross van with receipts and cigarette and McDonald's wrappers up in the front window, and it's just rusty tires and it's dirty, and then the other van comes up and it's branded well and it's clean, and he's got his clipboard and he's sharp and maybe his shirt's tucked in, he's got the American flag. Like, you see where I'm going with this? This is still a face-to-face business. They may have met you online and virtually. They may have clicked your QR code from the direct mailer that we sent out, pushed them over to your landing page on the Blue Page and watched the video. But at some point, your team is showing up. It's your decision to set the systems and processes in place to make sure that the face-to-face goes really, really well. So then it's the intricate details that matter. Are you rolling out a red carpet at the door with your logo on it? Are they putting the little booties on, the shoe protectors? It's the little things that matter. So think about the face-to-face, from the consultation to the installation to the completion. Every single one of those forward-facing people that work for you, the humans that work for you, should follow a system and a process of what that interaction is like face-to-face. Timelines, set expectations, a clear communication path. I've said it a few slides back. If you want to have more than just a timeline, if you're hiring a contractor, you want to know what's going on, you want a written documentation, you want to know what the process is, if there's a draw schedule. Sometimes the project can be delayed. Set the expectations up with the customer first. If you know that there's a supply chain issue because the fuses are in China or stuck on a boat, communicate it and say, look, this is an industry standard thing that's happening right now. These parts are on back order. We may have a supply chain issue or timing issue, but it's okay because all of our customers are in the same boat. Matter of fact, a lot of our competitors are too, because you don't want them to think, well, shit, I'm going to call the other guy down the road. I bet he doesn't have that problem. So set the expectations up. Allow for them to not have to guess what's happening in the process. If you know that the permits are going to take X period of time in your city, in your county, because you're with solar on a solar installation, educate them. Remove objections from their mind. Because if you've done a clear presentation and set up expectations properly and communicating, they already know. So if an issue arises, say, hey, Mr. Smith, like we talked about when we met, we're experiencing a little bit of a delay because of XYZ. Okay. There's a new partner that we have at the Blue Pages called Nut Nest. If you're interested in it, go to the partners button down at the bottom, somewhere here in this membership portal. Check it out. Do a demo. It's a really simple tool to have clear communications from your installation to the homeowner, from the homeowner back to the installation. So everybody's on the same page and they know what's going on. The goal in business is to create customers who create customers. Your goal in business should be able to create customers that create customers. You're going to do that by offering value, doing good installations, doing a good job, warranting it, exceeding expectations, getting 5-star reviews and testimonials. But you do that through clear communications. You may be the best air conditioning person in the world, but if you're not communicating what the process is, your customer might be lost and in the dark. And it doesn't matter if you've done a great job. They're thinking, what's going on? But you're thinking, we're the best in the world, because your ego is there, right? We're the best in the world. We make a ton of money. We're fine. But your customer's like, when are they coming? When's it going to be done? When's it going to be installed? Did they order it? Did our permit? So always have a clear path of communication with your customers. The proposal and contract should be examined. Pay attention to the details. Make sure you're crossing the T's and the I's. I don't want to spend too much time on this. You guys know this one. You can read the slide if you want. Feel free to. Payment processing or finance term. As far as with the timeline, of course, it's crucial to establish payment in your venture. Whether you're doing draw schedules or whether you're offering financing through unsecured, make sure that your customers are aware of the terms and the conditions of the loan program, right? So I do a lot of training on financing. I do not expect everybody to be a finance guru or a banker. There's no need for that. We will train you on exactly what you need to say and what you need to know about programs and loan programs at the point of sale and how to explain it to your customers. However, if your customers have more questions on the contract, make sure that you're working with a lender that has a concierge division that they can call. And it's okay for you to go, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm a roofer. I'm the best roofer and air conditioning guy in the world. I'm not a banker, but we do offer affordability and payment options. But this lender that I work with, we have this internal division and they're amazing. They've been doing it for 20 years and they can answer all your questions on that program because that's a really, really good question. Matter of fact, let's call them right now on the 800 number because I'd like to learn too. Pick up the phone and call them. Don't bullshit. Don't lie. Tell them the truth. Payment processing, the finance terms, the programs. We'll get you up and trained on how to present this at the point of sale. We'll teach you exactly what you need to know and what you need to say. However, you may have a really savvy consumer that backs you up into the wall. Stop. At that point, put the brakes on and say, you know what? That's a great question. I know that the 12-month same as cash doesn't have a prepay penalty. I know that interest doesn't accrue. You can pay it off whenever that. But I'm not sure what the payment factor is, right? I don't know what they're going to ask you, but it doesn't matter. Pump the brakes. Great question, Mr. Smith. Let's call the lender right now. Okay? So just make sure that you're setting up the expectations on financing and get that off. So my dogs are going absolutely crazy. My apologies. Get the what ifs off the table. The worst news is the harder it can be to fix the problem sometimes. Transparency is key for success in all these relationships. So don't create objections. My apologies on the dogs here. It's Sunday. Mailman must be here. I'm not exactly sure. So we built this deck to help you help the homeowners. We built this deck to better help you position your company in front of those homeowners to remove any questions that might happen. So there's a toolbox. It's red, and it's at the bottom of the Blue Pages. What I'd like you to do is go to BluePagesPro.com and go to the front page and click on that little, matter of fact, you can click on it right now. That's a link. But if you don't have this PowerPoint in front of you right now, go to BluePagesPro.com, go to the bottom, click that little red toolbox, and check that stuff out. I built a whole bunch of tools in there that will help better you position your company in front of prospects and homeowners that are looking to do business with you. Okay, so go and check that out. And then I got one more screen here. Let me get this out of the way. Cool. And if you want to get in touch with me, 813-767-0236. I'm here to help. There's a couple email addresses. And of course, if you want to scan that thing right there, that'll take you to the Blue Pages Hub, where we have our non-podcast podcast, where we have our blog, where we have events, where we have our software, all the cool stuff if you want to get in touch with us. So, hey, thanks for checking this out on what are our customers thinking about before they hire us. And we'll see you at the next training. Have a great day. Bye now.